Americans caused Kamala Harris to lose Michigan and lose the presidential election in November, that on the morning after the election, Democrats will wake up and say, wow, if only we'd been more pro-Muslim. Well, we've learned our lesson. Now we're going to listen to Muslims on Palestine and on foreign policy. No, of course not. What they'll do is say, good luck to you, Muslims. You helped Trump win. Now you're on your own surviving under him. You'll have one party, the Republican Party, that already hates us, and another party now that hates us too. Now, you may not care about that, fine. But I'm not sure how that gives us any political power or leverage in this country. By the way, if you think I'm making this up, just go back to 2016 and Hillary Clinton's defeat. The Democrats didn't wake up then and say, damn it, we should have listened to Bernie Sanders and been more left-wing. No, they vilified the Bernie wing of the party, blamed them for Trump, and then nominated Biden, not Bernie, 4 years later. The left didn't get special leverage. Go back even further to 2000, when a clear majority of Muslim Americans decided to punish the Democrats and vote en masse for George W. Bush. Did that make the Democrats become pro-Muslim? No. Did that stop George Bush from invading Iraq and killing 500,000 Muslim Iraqis? No. But number three, the biggest issue I have is with the minimization of the danger posed by Donald Trump. This suggestion that if Muslims abandon Harris and if Trump wins, it won't be so bad because, Trump's not that bad. Personally, I find it rather shocking, offensive even, to see people rewriting the history on Trump, the history of just 4 years ago. We've become like goldfish, no memory of anything that happened more than a week ago, it seems. This analyst, Sami Hamdi, said in a recent viral video that, and I quote, "You survived 4 years of Trump. You can survive again." Well, no, we didn't survive 4 years of Trump. Stop saying this. It's just not true. 450,000 Americans died from COVID on Trump's incompetent watch while he was telling us to inject disinfectant into our arms. And according to one study, 40% of those deaths were preventable. So 180,000 Americans would be alive today were it not for Trump. Another 25,000 Americans might also be alive today if Trump hadn't made it so hard for them to access health care. Well, that's Americans, you might say. At least he didn't do a genocide in the Middle East. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. In Yemen, where he helped MBS kill tens of thousands of Yemenis over 4 years. 2018, in fact, was the most violent year in the history of the Yemen civil war. 30,000 deaths on Trump's watch. Not to mention all the drone strikes he did. More than Obama and more than Biden. So if the argument is you're stepping over the corpses of Palestinians if you vote for the Dems, and aren't you also stepping over the corpses of Yemenis by allowing Trump to win again? Or the future corpses of Iranians, who Trump is now openly threatening to support the bombing and killing of? Or even more Palestinian corpses, with Jared Kushner telling Israel to finish the job in Gaza? Is that the game we really want to play, with Muslim lives? And look, to use dead Muslims as a cudgel, as a stick in this way, to bully and blackmail people into voting for what you want, is not just distasteful. It's awful. And it's also nonsensical. Most Muslim Americans already voted for Joe Biden in 2020. Did anyone say at the time that they would have to answer on the day of judgment to the hundreds and thousands of Iraqis that Joe Biden helped kill by pushing for the Iraq War back in 2003? No. Most Muslim Americans understood back in 2020 that stopping Trump was more important than punishing Biden for Iraq. That frustratingly, tragically, pretty much every president of the United States kills Muslims. Kills people abroad. There are no good, clean, or pure options. Sorry. So look, whether or not you vote for Harris, that's up to you. It isn't an easy choice. But it is a choice. Let's not lie to ourselves about this. It isn't happening in a vacuum. And the alternative to Kamala Harris come Inauguration Day 2025 will be Donald Trump, not Jill Stein. The same Donald Trump who Netanyahu and Ben-Gvir want as president. They don't want Harris. A lot of Muslims don't want to give Netanyahu and Ben-Gvir what they want, and so they may hold their noses and vote for Harris. That doesn't make them bad Muslims or pro-genocide. And so it does annoy me that some in my community, the Muslim American community, want us to pretend that this is an easy choice, that you just abandon Harris to support Gaza, that you have clean hands, and that you then have no moral responsibility for the pro-genocide, pro-Netanyahu, anti-Muslim, racist, unhinged Trump who comes next, because that is who comes next, whether you like it or not. And so the reality is that no matter who you vote for, or whether or not you vote at all, your hands aren't going to be clean. Again, sorry. Now, sure, some people online may tell you what you want to hear. They may go viral by making things sound simple and easy or moral and Islamic to you. My job isn't to do that. My job is to tell you the truth, no matter how inconvenient, awkward, or unpopular. And believe it or not, agree with me or not, that is what I'm trying to do. I literally quit a job in corporate media so that I could speak much more freely to you all. So thank you for listening, and God help us all on November the 5th.